most of the companies that you work with always retest the people who do the test? Because I know when I spoke with one of the graduate recruiters off recording, he did say that they did assume that lots of people cheat, so they do chuck in a retest on the assessment centre day when people come in, just to make sure that they haven't been getting their mates doing maths at university to do their online test for them.
Yeah, there was a general concern in the psychology industry about moving tests online. Previously, when they're all paper and pencil, very controlled at a physical location, the test confidentiality was never compromised. And also the identity of the person taking the test was pretty much guaranteed. It has been investigated pretty extensively, and for the last couple of conferences of the British Psychological Society, the surprising result comes through that there is a strong correlation between the scores people tend to get when they're online and the scores they tend to get when they come in face-to-face. So cheating is not as prevalent as a lot of people think it is. That said, a lot of companies do retest face-to-face just to be on the safe side. There's often a shorter version of the test that you'll have to do to save time on the assessment day. And there are some very clever algorithms coming out now that not only compare your total score, but also look at the types of errors that you made online versus the types of errors that you make when you're face-to-face to gauge whether you are indeed the same person taking the test. So it's getting very smart. I have to say that the prevalence is probably less widespread than people might think, though.
The net is drawing in, so my advice would be to do the work, do the practice, and they are difficult at the beginning. Put my hands up. I did get an ex-girlfriend to do one of my applications, and I did get retested, and I didn't get through because I majorly messed it up at the face-to-face retest.
Yeah.
And
I think it's something to bear in mind is that with all of these tests, there really is no advantage in trying to cheat the system, because if you cheat the system, you get into a job that you're ill-suited for, and the amount of stress that you'll experience and the general impact upon you and your colleagues will be bad. So my advice is, yes, prepare in order to do the best that you possibly can do, but never try to cheat the system. And likewise, I mean, we haven't talked so much about personality questionnaires, but again, in those, be honest, because they will have spent a lot of time and money in mapping out the personality traits of those people that tend to thrive and to stay in those organisations. And if you give an incorrect impression, then you may well find that you're one of the people that ends up leaving because of a poor match.